Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Western Pizza on a Friday. You know it. Get the Deuce, the number 2. One of the most popular pizzas out there. Actually, Dave Thomas, we're ordering lasagna tonight. It's a hockey game night. And I totally forgot to make supper before I left the house. Yeah, I was on pasta duty. So Western Pizza, it will be from the north location. Western Pizza, their lasagna is sick. It's just the only thing is like it's so good. Like once I start eating it, I can't stop. At the usual with me at my age, but yeah, Western Pizza. Guest hotline, K Dave. First off, young Curtis here behind the board. I don't know if I've ever seen him as excited as when he said the CFL retweeted one of your tweets. Like he was like a proud dad. Dave Thomas's tweet got retweeted by the CFL. He was high-fiving people and hooting and hollering. But let's be honest, big news today. What people have wanted, let's see both of these running backs on the field at the same time. We might get it tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. It seemed like since day one when Raquel Armstead signed with the Saskatchewan Roughriders that he was going to go ahead, and the fans wanted to see him in the backfield with A.J. Ouellette, and it was kind of a patience thing as both of them had to heal up from various ailments, but both have been healthy, I would suggest, for probably the better part of a couple of weeks now. So now as Rider Nation, we get an opportunity to see what it's going to look like. But of course, it means that the lineup has to look a little bit different as well.
Okay. So dummy this down for me. I know we talked about it earlier in the production meeting. How did they make this work finally? You got to pull somebody out, right? You got to pull an import. You got to pull. There's moving parts to this.
Yeah, basically, if you do the math, there's one player that goes in and then one player has to come out. That's the simple math. But then there's the ratio that's involved in the Canadian Football League. And so when you add an American player or a non-Canadian that's going to be on the roster, you have to take someone out. So who is not going to be playing this week? It's Aubrey Miller Jr. Now, he's done a terrific job on special teams. He's a reserve linebacker. He's got a number of reps. That is going to be the odd man out this week. But that's not the only eyebrow raiser in the fact that Anthony Lanier also will not be playing this week. He's going to be a healthy scratch in the West Division semifinal. As Caleb Sanders and the guy you had on the other day and Miles Brown have just absolutely played terrific. So they played so well that they can't take them out of the lineup. So those are the big ones right now, but it's Aubrey Miller Jr. if you want to go ahead and compare an eye for an eye when you make that roster adjustment to get Raquel Armstead back onto the roster. And of course, Frankie Hickson comes off, which allows A.J. Ouellette to get onto the roster as well.
Is that going to affect us at all if we go to like a tight end look, do you think?
That's the big question that I had, because also Peter Godber is going to be listed as the 6th offensive lineman. So he's not returning to his starting role as center. He's come back from that ankle injury. He has been rehabbing it hard, according to head coach Corey Mason. What a lot of formations you'll see with the Rough Riders is they'll bring that 6th offensive lineman into the game as a tight end for their run scheme or whatever that may be. But Peter Godber hasn't played the edge a lot in his career. So that means there could be moving pieces, or as Coach Mace told me, the fact is that they are just happy with having some consistency on the offensive line, and they want to promote that going into this semifinals. So if there is going to be a tight end look, Albert Awachi will get the call as he normally does, but that then raises, well, where exactly are the two of them going to line up if they're both on the field?
Coach Mace. I think I mentioned this to you. Tight end wise, Godber, could we put, let's say, A.J. Ouellette there? I know we got Albert Awachi as well. Just because what I'm thinking here is that this is great, right? Like it's like, yeah, there's been injuries, but it's the old holding the cards close to the chest vest region, and now it's like, hey, surprise, BC. We got them both, and we're going to show you some different stuff here.
Well, what might be, and again, this is all speculative on my part because we didn't see a lot of reps. We did see both running backs carry the football a number of times throughout the course of the week, but we didn't see any indications formation-wise with them both on the field at the same time that I was able to decipher.
So no like split back like you and I played high school, like old school.
No, none of that or I formation stuff. That wasn't there either. But it's interesting. If you talk to Trevor Harris, one of the things that he consistently says about AJ Ouellette is that he's one of the best blocking backs that he has ever played with in pass protection. So if you're going to bring him in, there might be an opportunity to line him up on the line of scrimmage. Or the other piece that, again, is so intriguing, Raquel Armstead is a multi-threat back in the fact that not only can he run the ball, he is very physical, and he also can catch the ball out of the backfield. So the possibilities are endless. Could you imagine being offensive coordinator Mark Mueller this week? Like, you got to be smiling all week knowing that this potential is going to be there and the things that you can do as far as formation is concerned and working that into your game plan. Like, it's not every day that you're going to go ahead and build your roster and look at it and like, geez, I got 2 of the top 10 rushers in the Canadian Football League at my disposal this week.
You know, it's funny. It was we're talking here, right? And what we can do and where we can move guys, and just the chess game of football is like so much fun. It is so much fun. Not to get away from the Riders by any means, but as a Patriots fan, for years I watched them come into a game and totally throw the other team for a loop. Whether that was putting Corey Dillon out at wide receiver. Okay, why would you do that? Well, if you're in man and you have, let's say, a linebacker on your running back, and you know that running back can roast that linebacker out on out and up or whatever, Bob's your uncle. Right? There's so many things that you can do, that you can get into. Mind you, the first time I ever saw the Wildcat with no quarterback in there was the Miami Dolphins doing it against the Patriots, and Bill Belichick looked like he was 7 years old and he had no idea what to do. But just the different schemes, the different places you can put. That is the one thing I am like so curious to see how this plays out. And then you talk about it, you got the inside track, and we've heard that AJ is unbelievable at blocking, right? Trevor Harris has said it. He's unbelievable at blocking. So that's where I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe do we see him at a tight end spot, with Raquel back there? Dave, it's maybe we do see some split back stuff. Who knows?
Oh, absolutely, right? Like, who knows? And we didn't see a lot through the reps this week, but the one repetition that was consistent is that it was equal across the board. So everybody's going to be prepared and ready to go in. It was a closed practice yesterday where I'm assuming that most of the game plan for multi-backs was put into play. But, okay, so if I'm Mark Mueller, I would love to allow him just to let me call the first play tomorrow. Like, just give me the first one. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run a fake handoff inside, a fake toss outside, and then I'm going to hit Sam Emelis deep on the wide side of the field.
Okay, so fake. We're going fake dive,
fake dive, fake fly sweep,
toss,
and then
I like it. I like it. We just need that protection, right? How many seconds do we need there? Like 4 or 5 seconds? I love it. Dave, you're helping me coach flag football next spring. Maz is here now. Maz has something.
So, Dave, when we got a chance to see Armstead in person in Calgary, and the one thing you mentioned, Corey Dillon out of the backfield or whatever, because he didn't get the game that he played in Saskatchewan when he got hurt, you didn't get his chance to see it live and in person. He was trucking guys. Like, when he had 3 steps, he was running over DBs and linebackers. And that's what I'm hoping tomorrow, if they are going to get him the ball like that in a little bit of space, is that you're going to get a chance to see him just demolishing guys. It takes him, what was it, Dave, about 2 to 3 steps and he's at full speed. And then he's jump cutting, and then he's just hammering guys. He's a little different than Ouellette because they're both the hammer type. I just think the quickness in the hole type situation that we were able to see in that Calgary game, and you saw it on TV, but he was punishing guys with and without the football, because even when he was just doing his blocking assignments, I'm like, wow, we've got ourselves a real find here. It's just too bad that he got hurt and we haven't had a chance to see him, do his thing. So here's hoping tomorrow it's a triumphant return to the lineup.
My opinion is that he is dominant when he gets to second level. So if the Riders can block up, and up front, when by the time he gets to that linebacking core, he can run over guys, and that's going to be the key.
Are you drawing up a play? Barney's sketching something.
I'm drawing up Dave's play.
Dave's play?
Right here. That's what I do. Drop plays. I love it. Fake dive. Yeah. We're going to fake this guy over here. Create a pocket. And then who do you want to hit deep?
I want to go Emilus. Okay, see, I want to bring Kean Schaefer-Baker underneath, like either the toss back or just that little forward pass underneath. You know the one I'm talking about?
Oh, because you want to pull the linebacker and have him go with him.
But see, they've done that play so many times with Kean Schaefer-Baker coming right under, right, with that little shovel pass underneath. So, make the dive.
And then Emilus just grabs his guy to make it look like he's blocking, and then it's like, oh, you got away from... Oh, and then he just burns up the sideline.
Yeah.
And the nearest guy is standing at Viet Thai. Touchdown,
and
Riders.
Think right about now, Mark Mueller is going, oh, Dave, that's never going to work. Have you not watched
Did we ever get Mueller that picture of him dressed as Reg Dunlop from Slapshot? Because we made it. Did anybody ever get that to him?
I don't know.
Is that what he's wearing to the game tomorrow? Just rolling in style? Coming in with a full playbook?
Okay, so I love it. We're playing video game here. So really, you could give a look to, hypothetically, you talk about how Armstead runs. We know how AJ runs. We know how AJ blocks. Direct snap. Harris, just let Armstead run. Put Harris out at the wideout. Don't even put Harris on the field. There are so many things, man. Flag football season's so far away from me. I'm gonna have to go buy Madden now, just to get the juices flowing. This is so cool. I know we're only talking about the offensive side of the ball, but then let's be honest. Who knows what BC's bringing in here tomorrow? This is a playoff football game. They're professional athletes and coaches. They're going to be scheming some things against us as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think there was a very strong reason why Vernon Adams Jr. didn't come in to that game, 3 weeks ago? And it's because you don't want to show anything, right? Okay, we'll give Nathan another series, see what happens, go from there. And when Nathan Rourke didn't produce, then okay, well, why would we show anybody anything? Because this is likely going to be where we're going to be in a couple of weeks. So again, let's keep it under our hat. So yeah, there are so many different things when it comes to formation. And again, these guys are professionals. They know what to prepare for. I'm sure that the BC Lions have been watching the injury report and say, okay, Raquel Armstead, we got AJ Ouellette coming back in. Oh, there's a possibility, right? So why wouldn't you?
Sione Tehuma, Suits said the other day when I brought him up, and Rick Campbell had said that he's been the best player from the start of training camp all the way through the season, and he can wreck offensive schemes because he's such a presence on that defensive line. He can take up two blockers easily, and he can just shut a lot of things down. And they're going to need that because they haven't been great against the run all year. But Matthew Betts, who hasn't gone off yet, the one thing is, though, is you take two, he takes two. That frees up Betts to do his thing and just stunt away. And Suits said,
it takes two.
It takes two.
Rob Bass. DJ Easy Rock.
DJ Easy Rock. You mentioned the Halloween dance yesterday or something like that. Remember? Oh, the good day. We're so far off topic. Well, here's where was I getting to here? William Stanback. He hasn't had a great season, but the other thing too is they like to use him, and they may use him. Pete Robertson, underused, undermanned. He had some great years as a rider. He's been okay in BC, but it's guys like that that just may pop out of the woodwork. And I think, if anything, look at last week. I thought even with Shea Patterson playing, and there were some starters or whatever, that we were going to soundly beat Calgary because just of who we are, what we know how to do, how we play as a team, and all that. And it just doesn't work that way. It just didn't work. I was like, oh wow, we're in one here. This is not.
Don't forget, guys, William Stanback ran for over 1,100 yards. The thing was that he didn't do it in 2 games against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Riders are the only team to really stop him this season, as nobody else seemingly could. The Riders held him under 50 yards the one game and under 70 the other. So William Stanback can be a difference maker. He just hasn't found his stride against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And if you're the Roughriders defense and Corey Mace, who is more of a priority for you to stop? Is it William Stanback or is it Justin McInnes, who led the league in receiving. He torched you back in Vancouver in week 5, right, with over 300 yards, as he seemed to have, as again, we're going to see if you're following along at sportscage.com, he seemed to just have his pick of spots within that Rider defense. And then, again, pick your poison is perhaps what I'm thinking if I'm the BC Lions, and which one do you want to stop? Which one are you more strategic in needing to stop? I would suggest perhaps the run game first, but both are equally dangerous.
Well, because you've got Hatcher, Hollins, and McInnes in that receiving core. Yeah, so if you're going to stop the run game and you do that early, the VA will be like, okay, well, I'll just take 2 more steps back and watch this. And it's funny, McInnes just seemed, and he's such a big receiver, just seems to be open, and they do have that chemistry just to find each other. Remember when Durant used to find Fantus or Bag or Dressler always at the right time, always open, always in the right spot?
You just got to get to VA, right?
Yeah.
Not to state the obvious. You got to get to him. Now, I don't know whether you kind of spy someone on him, and you give. It's almost like in football, Dave. You know this, right? Sometimes you got to give up something to go at something, and you just hope that they're there fast enough that they can't figure out, oh, that was the hole, that was the miss right there, that was the guy we should have went to. I am so intrigued at this. Yeah, I wish it was colder. I wish we had a little more element action to this, but
Dave, if we go back to that first game in BC, and hopefully that they've coached this out, this won't happen. There was a couple of times there, and it was Malik Carney. I think the ends, when they came down, they didn't stay gap sound, and they committed to the middle, and VA just zipped to the outside. I found that every time we went inside to make that move because we thought we were going to get him, he went to the outside. That's what worries me, because Rourke's not going to get the corner, but VA will. And it's funny because we play zone, we don't play man. Like I said, if he gets around the corner, there's nobody around for 5 to 15 yards. Because there's just nobody there. And like you had said, are they going to game plan? And no, Thurman, you're just going to spy VA. No, we'll give up that, but you're going to spy him so he can't take off.
See, and what a conversation I had with Micah Johnson that really stands out in my mind, and he kind of reiterated it as well today. Now, the Saskatchewan Roughriders haven't recorded a sack in their last 3 games. Ooh. So getting a sack isn't necessarily the only way to get pressure. Yeah. And Micah, kind of what he alluded to was the fact that they need to be selective in how they rush and how they approach. So they can't go ahead and rush beyond Vernon Adams Jr. So you know how sometimes if you're on the end, you'll curl around that outside of the pocket. Mm-hmm. You can't let Vernon Adams Jr. get behind you or in front of you, because then you're going to get into trouble. So being consistent and being precise with your pass rush is going to be a key for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, because again, you don't necessarily have to go ahead and get the sack. You do need to make him uncomfortable, do need to disrupt his timing, and I think you can accomplish both with a sound pass rush, which I think is what the Riders are game planning for.
So then any football doesn't matter where you're coaching, right? Okay, so then you watch so much tape, you got all the data. You got a minute. He rolls out this many times to this side. He completes this many passes when he rolls to this side. So then you find his uncomfortable side. And then if you're going to give him anything, you give him that side. Or is it the gut? Then you give him the middle if that's his uncomfortable side. Like to your point, the other thing is like, how hard would it have been to game plan against Doug Flutie, Tracy Ham, right?
Damon Allen.
But teams did it. So there's a book out there, right? You don't have to reinvent it. Just not telling a lot of people, especially coaches, what they don't know. But for the passive fan, there's a book out there. Okay, this is probably how to play, and then you go through that data. Shoot, I do it in flag football. 3 out of 5 times he rolls right and he can't throw. Well, then we just give him that. Take away the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. The tape is out there. The film is out there, and this team has dedicated themselves to doing that. And I guess we're different as coaches. You may not want me on your staff now, because when I'm doing flag football, the book that I have is a coloring book. So take that.
Oh, there's always booger eaters.
Was it last week we were on the show? So when Dave was talking about his superstitions with what clothes he wears, and he knows depending on the suit jacket what the win-loss record is. So like, what, you don't have to give away your secrets, but tomorrow, are you wearing something with a winning percentage, Dave? Like, how are you managing your crazy here? Like, you've got to let us go inside the numbers on you for a second here. That tie, shirt, pants, shoes combo. Undefeated? Is there an undefeated part of the wardrobe you're rolling out tomorrow?
Okay, so of course I'm going to go with something with a winning record.
Sure.
Okay,
thank you.
The look on his face, I'm thinking he's going to, it's some sort of undergarment.
No. It's a combo that actually the team this season won 9 games in the regular season. They were 9-8-1, and the variation actually was there for 6 of those wins and the tie.
Right on.
That tie kind of saved our bacon. You know, as much as we hated the tie, that tie ended up being kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
Celebrate the tie.
We hated it at the time, but we love it now. Thanks, Randy.
We're getting a picture of that game framed and put up in the sports cage here. They make the Grey Cup, the tie in Ottawa.
So Dave usually does a social media video before the game where he goes walking, doing whatever. So you'll be what if people are curious, whatever's going to be in the video tomorrow is what you'll be wearing at the game with the good winning percentage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Game day combo brought to you by Colin O'Brien's Match
With the number 2 pizza. There you go.
Now, what have you coordinated with Luke? Do you think he is into this crazy? No, I think Luke just wears whatever he wants, whenever he wants.
We get to talk to him at 5 o'clock.
I know we do, but I don't think he overthinks his wardrobe like Dave does with a winning percentage.
Well, let's ask him.
Yeah, no, Luke. You see, Luke is all about process, and for me, there's got to be a little bit of luck in your process. So, but I'm sure Luke's got something. I know it.
Okay, good work today, Dave. We usually don't bring you on the day before game, but with everything that happened today, we had to bring you on. You made Curtis's day. I'm sure you can come and sign that tweet at some point. That he's just so excited about it. Okay, have a good call tomorrow. Have a good sleep tonight, and we'll be listening.
I think I got a sneak peek of Dave's suit tomorrow. Are you ready?
Sure.
Nice and orange. Ooh.
Oh, why would you do that? Are you asking for a meeting with HR? Like, come
That's
on.
from Dumb and Dumber, isn't it? That's exactly what Jim Carrey wore in Dumb and Dumber, isn't it?
Wasn't it tuxedos? Because Gronkowski and Edelman went. Was that Dumb and Dumber for Halloween in their tuxedos? And they
Half
good.
a dozen, 6 of the other.
I've actually never seen that movie. I've only seen clips on.
What? You've never seen Dumb and Dumber?
No, and I've never seen The Godfather either.
Oh.
At this point now, I don't want to see it because that's unique to be like, I've never seen The Godfather.
Sports Cage Nation. Watch the text flow in.
Well, no,
what kind of operation?
Well, no, what
are you
kind of?
running here?
There's a lot of people out there like famous movies that people have never seen.
I didn't see Christmas Vacation until about 5 years ago.
Yeah, that movie compared to The Real Vacation sucks. My wife loves watching. They'll watch that over and over again during the holidays.
Okay, Dave, go get some sleep. Order some pizza. We'll.
It's 3:30.
We'll be listening.
He has kids.
Hey, do you
His
guys want to
kids are
hear the
beauties.
most annoying sound in the world?
Hey, go around to Boilermakers. He's going to pay for it over there. Right on. Cam Neely. See you, Dave.